I feel better this morning than I have in the last couple of weeks, only because there's conversation going on. President Sean Fain is in negotiations with them. We're getting updates as things go. So our hope is to get an agreement. Obviously, nobody wants to strike if they don't have to.
You heard him right there. No one wants to strike if they don't have to. And UAW Local 12 President Bruce Baumhour and him giving us his take today on continuing negotiations between the UAW and the Big Three, now just 2 days before the deadline. The UAW has reduced its raise percentage request from 46% where it started to the mid 30% range over the life of that contract. So far, the UAW has rejected counteroffers from Ford, GM, and Stellantis, though Stellantis did say there has been some progress in some areas. The UAW president admits that the union's demands are, quote unquote, ambitious, but he insists they're justified, given the automaker's strong profit in recent years. If an agreement is not reached by 11:59 p.m. Thursday, the unions plan to strike.
And workers have been preparing for the possibility of a strike. Michael Sandlin talked to a General Motors employee who's worked the line with his wife for years. So, Mike, what does this strike mean for their family and others like them?
Well, Melissa, Ryan Lukasik tells me as a third-generation union worker, he and his wife have actually been preparing for this possibility for the last year, saving their pennies for this very possibility. But even with their savings intact, Lukasik tells me it's not going to be easy. Living off of $1,000 of strike pay between him and his wife, plus the savings they have, Lukasik says his family of 5 will need to cut back if they'll make it through the strike, meaning fewer home-cooked meals and more ramen, and very possibly fewer presents under the tree at Christmas. But Lukasik says there are people who have it even worse, knowing many at the plant that didn't start as savings at all. And says those people will struggle the hardest during the strike. Well, going on for weeks with trying to make ends meet is less than ideal. Lukasik says these are sacrifices he, his family, and the people we work shoulder to shoulder with every day are prepared for in order to get a better life on the other side.
As a union, your goal is to be together as one. The person next to me should be making the same wages that I make. We're a family, brothers and sisters. Corporate greed throughout America has gotten out of control. There's a way of life that's of the middle class that's being stripped away from us, and we want to maintain that, not just for us, but for future generations.
We'll find out if Lukasik and the rest of the UAW will have to face those challenges Thursday at midnight. Reporting in East Toledo, I'm Michael Sandlin for WTOL 11.
Over at One Government Center, Lucas County commissioners continue to show their support for the UAW. They introduced a proclamation in front of local union members today. Commissioner Pete Gerken and Local 12 President Bruce Baumhour, whom you just heard from, tell us they will always stand up for what's important to workers.
Sometimes there's things just more important than money to government too, and this is certainly the case of that. The money is one thing. This is the home of the Jeep. This is the dignity of the workforce here.
The commissioners and the mayor and people like that are stepping up to say that we're right. And a lot of times in these kind of issues, the public turns against unions. They call us greedy unions and stuff. But in this case, we've been getting tremendous support.
Local 14 President Tony Toddy there as well in that video. The Big Three and UAW are down to the final hours of negotiations. UAW workers again strike Friday if no deal is reached on Thursday.
As UAW contract deadline draws closer, you can count on us to bring you the latest developments on air and online. In the meantime, if you'd like to read up more about this story, we have many posted on our website. You can check out WTOL.com.